Ilse on behalf of Eurythmy for You and all the course leaders and all the participants of our courses. Theodor is greeting Ilse and Anastasia and Anna, our translators, to this interview about the Golden Fleece. And maybe Ilse can say herself a few words about herself, who she is, and why do we speak about the Golden Fleece. Welcome, everyone. I want to greet the translators who help us connect. Myself was from the very beginning by Eurythmy for You, and I'm trying to support Eurythmy for You in everything what they are doing. And in summer 2025, we are invited to work in Georgia together with our team. It is very special because we mostly work online, and this time we will have the possibility to work together as a team on site. And in Georgia, some eurythmy therapists and doctors and therapists, they are going to create a therapeutic center, and we would like to support them in this initiative. And for me, our project in summer of Eurythmy for You in Georgia is also the Freedom Support Project because our course leaders, our team, they come from all over the world, from Russia, from Ukraine, from German-speaking countries, and from all over the world, those who speak English, and we will work together. Thank you, Ilse. We wanted to do the next step, we as Eurythmy for You, and we noticed that the courses that are already developed by Eurythmy for You, that we wanted to recreate them so that the families can also do them, and the children. We were very deeply moved what is when we realized what can happen. So now you see the red point on the map of the world. It is Georgia, where we are going to meet with our team in summer. And it is also Colchis. When we look back into the centuries, like 2000 years before Christ, the Colchis was already there at that time, and it was already well developed. In the 13th century before Christ, it was mentioned in a lot of literature, and 8th to 6th century before Christ, it was the best time of its development. And you can see the development of Colchis afterwards. The 3rd century after Christ, it was Christianized. 730 to 9th century, it was Arabic. And starting 8th to 11th century, it was Georgia. And we wanted to have a look at the history of this place. The first mentioning of Colchis can be found in Greek mythology, and it was before Troy, the 12th century before Christ. And it was written during the 3rd century after Christ by Apollonius von Rhodes. And later on, in the 15th century, it was mentioned by the order of Golden Fleece. And also the Golden Fleece is mentioned in another Christian literature. So it is very interesting, this chemical wedding that was mentioned in the 15th century. And the story about it was written in the 17th century. Why is this place so special? When we read Rudolf Steiner, we can find some hints that this place was influenced by Buddha and by Christian impulses. And Francis Assisi was also connected with this territory. And the next question is, what are the healing forces that are connected with this place, and how can we use them in our modern life? How can we use them in a practical way? And we will surely also have time for questions. Ilse, what is so special, or what did you find out when we look back at Colchis? What moves you in the deepest way? Ilse, I believe that it is the oldest place of strength. The Greek mythology tells us about the Titans, and they lived on this territory. And Hecate, the goddess of underworld and of the heaven, and also Aeolus, they have a very special connection to Colchis. Aeolus and Hecate, she had a special garden with the magical herbs in her garden. And she lived on this territory, and in her garden she had a very special plant. And as you can see, she was often pictured with the fire in her hands. And the plants that are connected with her, those small flowers, are called Colchicum autumnale. They are also connected with Hecate. And this picture is showing us how the Golden Fleece came to Colchis. Praxis and his sister Hele, they were the royal children, and they had to flee away from their motherland, and the Golden Aeëtes helped them to flee away. But Hele, she didn't manage to sit on the Aeëtes, and she died in the Hellespont, what is now called Hellespont. And the Aeëtes, after he brought Praxis to the Colchis, he said that Praxis should kill him, and his fleece was placed in Colchis, and the never sleeping dragon was there to make sure that nobody will take this fleece away. Many years later, Jason and some other heroes came to Colchis to get this fleece. Jason was also a royal king and a royal heir, but Pelis, the king who overtook the power, wanted Jason to prove that he was a hero, and sent him to Colchis to get the Golden Fleece. And the Jason, he gathered a lot of heroes, and the gods also helped him, and Athene built the boat for them, and they had a lot of adventures and a lot of difficulties and challenges on their way to Colchis. And they managed to get there. And the King Aeëtes, who was the king of Colchis at that time, he greeted Jason and his friends, and his daughter Medea, she fell in love with Jason. And this daughter, she had some magical forces, and those forces were helpful to Jason and his team. Jason had to overcome two challenges. First, he had to plow the earth with the teeth over the dragon, and from every tooth, when it would be planted, there grew a warrior, And Medea said, you just need to throw a stone inside of those warriors and they will kill one another. And that's how he managed to came alive. And then Medea also helped to make the dragon fall asleep when Jason and his friends came to get the fleece. And at the end, Medea also helped Jason to get rid of her own brother, who tried to get the fleece away from them. Theodore, if we look at the map, the red space is Georgia. And on the left, you can see the Greece and Hellespont. The circle, the first circle, violet purple, is Iolcus, where Jason began his voyage. And at the end, on the way back, they didn't go the direct way, but they went through Africa. And what you can see on this map, the chrysomalis with Praxis and his sister Helle, who died in the sea. It is this black circle, Hellespont, where Helle died. And the B circle is where the Argonauts also survived a very challenging and danger. And this is the end of the journey when Jason gives the Golden Fleece to Peleus. And Ilse, I was deeply moved when I saw this picture because by the gesture of Jason and that the Golden Fleece is in the middle. The different pictures depicting Jason's way, they are as if from the fairy tale language or mystery language. They have a lot of symbols in them. Theodore. Ilse, thank you for this overview about the Earth, about what is there in the place, and about the voyage of Jason. And Argonauts sage, it isn't very pleasant to read if you take it like physically. And for example, for me, it is touching that it isn't only about some physical fleece or some physical things, but also something that is spiritual. Like Jason, for example, he became the king when he brought this fleece. If you have some questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can just put your hand. the sign hand and then ask your question. It was the first bow to look back at the story. And now the second overview, our culture. How is Golden Fleece present in our modern culture? Ilse. The Golden Fleece, when we look at it, it is the picture of the golden soul. It is as if a cover for our soul. And for example, when we do eurythmy, we can feel it, that it is some matter that we are working with and we are bringing into the world. And just the same to Golden Fleece, when it was taken away from Colchis in a physical way, it still was there in a mystical way. And in the 14th century, it was mentioned again by Philip der Gute, the Herzog, Duke Philip the Good. He had the background of building a circle where his a spiritual circle, but also a circle of power, where he could show his power over the other noble people. And the altar that you can see on the picture of Jan van Eyck. Here you can also see the areas. The picture is apocalypse, and this force it makes a big bow into the apocalyptic time. There, the participants, the members of the order, they gathered to discuss some mystical affairs. The Europe at that time had a lot of wars, and it was the end of the medieval and the beginning of Renaissance. And what is interesting, 13 years later, Christian Rosenkreuz, he wrote about the chemical wedding. Only 1616, his book was published. Here we can see 2 pages out of this book. The chemical wedding, what does it mean for the future? And here are some interesting small stories. The chemical wedding has 7 steps. And for example, during the 3rd day, the Golden Fleece is mentioned. The students, they would be weighed, and Christian Rosenkreutz was also one of them. And those who could go through this exam, they got the Golden Fleece, like the one that we saw by Philip the Good. And during the 7 days, the 7th day, after some more examinations, 9 adepts, they would be hit as Knights of the Golden Stone. They had to have a yellow dress, and Christian Rosenkreutz, he had his golden fleece. He left it in his small chapel, and also his head. And with the other students, with the other adepts, he went over the seas to ancient Colchis, to this territory. Theodore. When we look at the Argonauts sage, it is the inner path, and Ilse depicted a little bit the mysterious path from the Middle Age. The students, the adepts, should go through some examinations, then they would gain the Golden Fleece. And Christian Rosenkreutz, he was one of very special adepts, but it is special that he left Golden Fleece when he got it, when he gained it, and he went ahead after that. And in the chat, there are so far no questions. That's why Ilse can go on. So far, she depicted something from the legends and from the history. And Rosenkreutz, they influenced our culture. How does Ilse look at this path? Ilse mentioned that although physical Golden Fleece was taken away from Colchis, but it could still be present, like in etheric on this place. There comes one question in the chat. What is the chemical wording? Theodore, can we say alchemical wording, and why alchemical? The Christian Rosenkreutz, the through this path of examinations, the adepts, they connected with the kin in 7 different steps, and this mystical connection was the alchemical wedding. And Theodor says that in the internet you can find a lot more about it, Ilse. And in Colchis there was, even before Christ, some alchemical school, that was influenced by Buddha, and after Christ, this school also existed, and this school existed in secret, and they could communicate with the spiritual creatures. Here we can see on the left the picture of Leonardo of resurrected Christ, and the sculpture of Buddha on the right. And those two, they are connected with the Golden Fleece. This secret school, they had two groups. One of them was more connected with the stream of Buddha and brought it into the world, and the second one with the Apostle Paul, and who were developing the Christian path coming from Apostle Paul. And the Colchis, we know from Rudolf Steiner that Francis of Assisi was in his previous incarnations one of the students of this mystical school. And when he was again incarnated as Francis of Assisi, the courage that he had that in himself due to his schooling in this mystical school, he could connect this courage with the love, with the charity that he brought into the world. And this was the source for his life as Francis of Assisi. So Francis was the example of students who came from the mysterious school of Colchis. When we go on, we come to Renaissance, and at that time when the personality was in the middle, when the development of personality was very important, and had to understand his inner states. Cosimo di Medici created an academy, even several academies in Florence, in Venedig, in Neapel, and during the Renaissance, the philosophies and all the artists, they tried to connect with the ideas of old Greece. And Mona Lisa is the example of Leonardo, that the personality is in the middle. The time when Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Michelangelo were creating, and a lot of impulses that came from academies, but they couldn't go on developing. Theodore, the path that Ilse showed to us, Hecate, then old mysteries, then Buddha mysteries, Christ mysteries, and one path that was more on periphery, the Buddha students, and the other one more in the center, the as Christendom students. And now Ilse came to Renaissance, and do I understand correct? Like it is one path coming from the old ancient time. Ilse, yes, you can say it like that. And if we put the next question, it would be, what does it mean for us today, now? Theodor, yes. And what does it mean for our modern life? It isn't only the question to Theodor or Ilse, it is the question to all of us. When we try to understand the mystery of Golden Fleece, we can't say that we know everything. It is just try to find out what is it about, what is the whole story about, and which resonate do we feel in ourselves. All those who are present here today, which idea do you have? What is it about, Ilse? What are all of us searching is the inner security in everything what is happening in our life personally, but also in the global understanding. And we can't take us out of the life flow. And the question is, how can we create the middle inside of our heart, and how can we work together with the others from our heart? How can we support one another? How can we help one another on our paths on which every one of us is standing? And the first step could be to come to our own soul, and the Golden Fleece is the healing of our own soul, and then the rain out from our soul is the collaboration of people working together, and in eurythmy we can feel it. Theodor, when you say the Golden Fleece, it is a jar for the soul. When we think of growl, it is another picture than the fleece. The fleece, it is the sheep skin, the sheep wool, and growl, it is a shawl. It is a different picture. Ilse, I believe they are strongly connected, and Graal also we can find it when our soul is in definite mode, but it is a different topic about Parsifal. Theodore, I believe for me, we already discussed a lot with Ilse while preparing it, and thank you, Ilse, for your time. And then there came a thought, the Golden Fleece. In German language, this in some the word fleece is also a verb in a German language, and it means a flow, to flow, like the fleece is flowing, the gold is flowing. And the waterfall, for example, it is flowing down, but the fleece, it is like flowing horizontally. And simultaneously, something golden is the power of our soul. And the exams, the chemical wedding, these 7 steps, we also have all our courses of Eurythmy for You. They also have 7 steps, like 7 steps of the soul. The soul forces, and maybe we can say that those are the soul forces or light forces that begin to ray out. And how to help those forces to flow, to ray out, to become a boat that can carry us as the boat of Athens that carried the Argonauts. And when we go back to the mysteries, today we can also say shamanic mysteries, something connected with the under earth forces. Now I lost the thread of my thoughts, but I meant that something is also in flow there. When Rudolf Steiner supposed eurythmy therapy, proposed eurythmy therapy 1921, and at the end of it he drew such a drawing, and you can see to the left there's an arrow that is going down, and on the left there are 3 small arrows. Formative forces, processes of separation and fastening. It is like creating the physical body out of some spiritual matter, like the spiritual world. It is building the physical world in such a way that there can appear the physical matter, and it needs to have a form that the body has. And also it is the development, the development that leads us upwards. And you can see that it is also like going down and then up. And often this such a drawing, it is only depicted as one bow, but here you can see that it is definitely two arrows, two paths. And underneath there's a horizontal streaming. It is first horizontal, very deeply in the earth, and only then it is going up. And first it is perceptions, perceptions, imagination, inspiration, intuitions. It is like going up again. And when Ilse built the bridge, the Golden Fleece flowing there, and a jar for the soul, for the pure soul. And when we say imagination, inspiration, intuitions, then we question us whether I'm what I think about myself, who am I, or whether there's something deeper, the inner voice that I can hear. And it is in myself, it isn't outside. And when I come so deeply, when I come so deeply into myself, then maybe I'm really myself. And I believe this could be the path of the Golden Fleece when the healing forces flow to myself and flow out of me, ray out of me. Ilse, would you like to add something? Ilse, yes, we can say that a lot of hope is connected with this path, this striving to trust. All babies, all children, they have this trust into the world. And for me, this trust is the first step in this situation. And the fears that influence ourselves, they can get away when we can perceive the gifts that we carry within ourselves. And we often don't mention them until we realize they're there. And as far as I understood Theodor, it is something that something very special that could give us a lot of healing forces. Yes, Ilse, Theodor, thank you. And now I'd like to invite you maybe to try one special some movements, eurythmic. We will touch maybe into this direction. And this touching, actually the whole interview was just touching something, and also going to Sugdidi. It is just touching something. It isn't going to Colchis and getting the golden fleece and then living a happy life. No, we try to touch into something, and then we can be probably more sure than when we say, now I know everything. And when Ilse was saying about telling about golden fleece and this flow, maybe it is the etheric flow that is flowing, and also purifying the astral body. The Argonauts, they probably were this astral body, and the soul is the purity is our self. It shouldn't be moral. It is just the deepest pure self. And now I'd like to show something that you can see what I try um, to do. And I want to do 7 gestures with you, 7 eurythmic sounds. The sounds, they are the systems of strength, of power. Rudolf Steiner gave a path over 7 steps for people in life crisis, and in the middle is L, and at the beginning and at the end are 3 other sounds. And I invite you to do eurythmy together with me. Just find a small space where you can move. Even if it is a very small space, it's enough. In eurythmy, it is a symbol of coming to yourself. That's why I do it like that at the beginning. I put one hand into another and I take some time. Now we are in the fleece, the time is flowing. I take some time to come to myself, and I don't put the hands on my breast, but they are near my body, and I feel within my inner self, and my inner self reacts, and when it reacts, it is happy that I feel it, and I'm as if a stream that is always flowing. I flow down, and at the same time I feel that I'm becoming big, and even my heels become light. And now I can do a small step. It is an exercise that always does good. And now the principle of 7 steps. The first sound is O. We build it from our heart. We form a circle, a round circle, and the fingertips connect. And in my heart, I have more and more force to feel this circle. And when I let it go, my hands come to the heart from on their own. And the second tip, I don't do it with my muscles. Here are my hands near my heart, and as if my heart, the forces of my heart are sending my hands forwards and building this oar, and then I let it go. The last aspect, when I like someone, I embrace this person and it brings me forward. I embrace and I don't fall down, but I come to myself. At the end, I come back to myself. And now when you cross your arms as if you're in a garden standing near the fence, you stand as if behind the fence. It is a is bringing you back to a space that is secure for you. And when you see this gesture, it is like, stop, don't go further. And you don't need to be aggressive. You just feel yourself. You feel the right side, the left side of yourself. And then you bring something together. You feel yourself. It is the first force. And now you feel, oh, I feel the ground. I feel my heels. M, the next sound, it is streaming. Before that, I had the courage, the forces of courage, and M, my hands are in front of me. I stream forward, and now I stream backwards towards myself. And even I stream further and further and further backwards. And now the streaming flows from me away. And I remember, in front of me there was O, and now behind, here was A. I give myself away and I can set the boundaries. A. And I let it go and I breathe. It is the story of three first sounds: giving away, setting boundaries, and the flow. L is the sound of transformation. Your arms are at your sides, and now you are as if building the roots. You go under the earth and your roots find the water, find some food, and now it stops at your heart. It doesn't flow, and your heart helps to transform. And now you're blossoming, you're have a lot of smell, fine smell, and you go down, you transform in your heart, and you blossom, you go out. And now you're in the backspace. When you're down, then you go forwards, and when you blossom, you go backwards. And then you go back to your heart. It is the middle, two words, upper word and the word underneath. right and left. And now 3 more sounds. Your hands are in front of you in the middle, and it is E. One hand goes down, the other hand goes up. I become the roots, and because I become the roots, I become also big. Now, as if from the stars you can gain some coat. B. It is as if your thick skin, and you let it go. You feel the whole your whole creature, your whole sun within yourself, and you invite it to come into yourself. It is D. One more time from up there till the bottom, and you feel, now I feel the ground within myself. And in German, bin, b, I, n, is means am. I am. Bin and da is here. So I is I in German. I stay between the sky, between the heaven and the earth. Now bin, I am, I have body. And da, here, I stand here. And we can do it even like that. Let's do it one more time. Our feet are near one another, and one hand goes down. It's rooted in the ground. E. And now one foot goes to the right or to the left, and I stay here as a stem of a tree. I bin, am. And now another foot goes to the side, and I stand in triangle here, da. And now we did 7 sounds. What will happen when we do this second part? Just reflect what you feel in your body when you do all 7 steps. Or you are in the front space. You are in the back space. You go back and forth. You stream in and stream out. And now L. Where am I now? How do I feel now the space? And in this space, I, E, M, B. Here, D. Let go, breathe. And those who moved together with me, please go slowly to your place so that you can take with you what you just touched, what you just tried out. and feel how it is. What is there within me? And the question about the Golden Fleece. How do I perceive the Golden Fleece now? Which resonance do I feel in my body, in myself, through eurythmy that we just did? Love is like being lost. He who bows down is ostracized. Blessed is he who descends to the depth. Beneath all that weaves, pure life flows, unborn. Ilse, this poem that you read, why? This interview today, when I was preparing for it, I found this poem of an old friend of mine, and for me it was as a summarizing of what we are searching for. It is really a freedom project, freedom support project, to make it possible for a lot of people to do it. And what I forgot to say at the very beginning, but I believe all of you understand it, that we try that all our co-workers from our team, we try that they join us in our work in Georgia this summer, and we are asking about the support that everyone who from the team who wants to come and who wants to develop the courses together with us, that they can make it possible, and in order to work together with a lot of questions that we have now. Theodor, yes, I read your chat now. It is very interesting, and one mentioning was whether the healing isn't the process, the lifelong process. It is as if developing of the inner voice, and it is healing. And I can't find this message in the chat now. It was really very beautifully written. And the courses that we developed, they have 7 steps, and it is interesting that we developed those courses, and it wasn't conscious at that moment what force this course have. We only see it now that it is so important that it has 7 steps, and how we want to bring it those steps together with eurythmy. It's very interesting how it is developing. I thank very much Ilse for the interview. I thank Anastasia and Anna for translations. And in the presentation, you noticed that it is in 3 languages. And what I showed you at the very beginning, it was in German, but I also developed it in English and Russian. And to those who registered, we will send, we can send to you this presentation, and you will also become the replay. So far, Eurythmy for You, it doesn't have the possibility to pay the tickets for the colleagues. And last year, we had the ABSR research project, and we had over 1,000 participants, and the results were really very touching. But at that time, the money that came wasn't enough, and a lot of our course leaders, they said we don't want to get any money for our work, so that this project will survive and will go on. And we want to go on with our projects, and we hope that you can also support it. And for our work in Sugdidi, we found some pieces in Russian that we will do in eurythmy, but also tone eurythmy. Many thanks. And I also have the last thought while listening to Ave Maria. It is as if striving to something that isn't born yet. We can't see what it is exactly, but we can strive for it to come to the bird. And when you are willing to know what will happen, what will be born, we will write it for you for sure. Thank you, Ilse. Thank you for everyone who participated. And thank you for your support. See you next time.